everyone, this is Bryant with SFOTsource.com, your premier guide to Six Flags Over Texas. It's been a while, but we are back here at Six Flags Over Texas after doing some traveling, checking out some of the other now Six Flags parks, checking out Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I encourage you to check those videos out. They're out already. But today, we've got a lot to cover here at Six Flags Over Texas. Directly behind me, you have the arrival of the Giga dive coaster. Some track and some supports have arrived already, so we'll take a look at those. They also have new boats for the log ride, Aserradero. Those should be back here as well. And then once we're inside the park, we'll check out the transformation that's continuing up at Front Gate with the new pathways, the demolition of buildings, the refresh. We've also got the remodel of All-American Cafe. El Mercado de la Plaza has reopened after its expansion and remodel project, so we're excited to check those out too. Daily operations have begun here at the park for the summer, and we'll talk about the current live entertainment situation heading into those summer months. And we'll also talk about Summerbration, the new event that is supposed to be starting this upcoming weekend. We'll try to get any level of detail about that because it's been very quiet. And on top of that, if you follow us on social media, we recently posted about some management changes happening at the Six Flags parks. So we'll dive a little bit into that and look at what it means for Six Flags Over Texas. Let's go check some things out. So just initially looking through the fence, you'll see we've got some concrete torn up. What's going on back there? It looks like we have some gravel. So nothing much is going on in this little area right here. They do have some equipment staged. This stuff is butted right up against the fence, so it's a little hard to get the full scope, but we have supports for the new Giga dive here on site. Very beefy, looking good though. And we move down this fence line a little bit more, you'll see your first hint of track. Looks like we're looking at like a brown spine with some tan rails. That's what it's looking like for the track color. It's so close to the fence, it's fairly difficult to look at with our camera, but you can see the supports down that way too. And we do have some semblance of the new logs here. It's very hard to see these through the fence though. We never want to actually go into any restricted areas or anything. We made our way through security and ticketing, nice and smooth. So this building has seen a brand new coat of paint since we've been here. They did put a guest relations sign back up, and your roller coaster coffee, which isn't marked, is there on the right. So I assume they'll be getting a new sign for that. They did build this like awning piece that goes over the ballards here, and I guess this will provide a little bit of shade, but you swing around, you've got that picnic area we pointed out before, you've got your carousel out front, and then where the restroom used to be, they have put down pavers and picnic tables. What's interesting though is I kind of thought this was to maximize egress out of the park, but there's still pinch points, so it's kind of interesting. You know, it definitely widens up this area for sure, but it's an odd choice to get rid of a restroom that's right at the entrance and exit of the park, unless there was something just really structurally unsalvageable with that structure. And up here at Front Gate, you'll notice there's nothing that points to the fact that Summerbration starts in less than a week. Little bit interesting. Of course, all the Viva La Fiesta stuff has been gone for a while, but I'm really curious to see what's going on with this new event. To the left of Silver Star Carousel, you'll see that El Mercado de la Plaza has reopened, and it has been expanded into that weird old like Looney Tunes DC Comics store. They've also shifted the stroller and wheelchair rental from that little window on the left to the edge of this building. It's way more obvious. This is definitely a good move. We've made our way into El Mercado, and it's very modern, which, you know, is fine because this gift shop was already, it didn't really have like a theme once you walked into it. Can't say I really noticed any new merchandise offerings. They actually still have the DC and Looney Tunes stuff in here. And then like your kind of standard Six Flags fare, but always nice to see a refresh, that's for sure. As we continue on in Mexico, a lot of dirt pushing here in the Spain area where the new Giga dive coaster was. Last time we were here, they were tearing out El Diablo actively. They've actually completely removed everything from El Diablo now, the queue and any of the structure that was remaining once the ride was taken out. Now during the summer on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you have the gunfighters back at Courthouse Stage. The show is a lot of fun, lots of comedy, and then you can also take some photos with the gunfighters as well.
He's the baddest of the bad, the meanest of the mean, the orneriest of the ornery, and he's a real stinker too. You don't suppose he's around here, do you? No, I don't smell him. Dirt road. So, have any of y'all seen this man? Look out for big cookies. Hey, here's that. The train just left the station, which must mean Marshal Sam is already in town. Can I call you Sammy? Oh.
Nobody calls me Sammy.
Sir, yes, sir. Ma'am, Sam. Hector, welcome Marshal Sam.
Wild Bill Hickok.
Yeah, like Wild Bill Hickok.
Like idiot.
Like bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when he comes for you? Get up there, I'll blow your brains out!
Bob Guthrie, you are under arrest.
You judge a man based on his favorite color. Heck, mine's periwinkle. Hey, what's yours?
Brown.
Brown? Whose favorite color is brown?
It's mine. And you just said that I should never judge a man by his favorite color.
I was wrong.
Do you know what that is?
It's my birthday candle.
It's dynamite! Perfect!
Here, kid, you want to sit
No,
with me?
you're not gonna do it, kid. Someplace safe.
Oh, someplace safe.
No, you ain't out there. Put it in right there.
Oh, Beryl, that's a great idea. Take cover!
Where'd you get that dynamite? Timu.
That must have been a dud.
Say it! Get up! Oh, take your knees!
Hey,
Oh,
all right.
Hey! No way!
Oh, yeah! Marshal Sam! Come on, Marshal!
Winding our way down Smith Street over here to JB's Smokehouse Barbecue. This little quick serve spot, we weren't super sure what it was going to be, but we can confirm this is actually where the smoker lives for the brisket and the other barbecue items. There is a menu TV here, so I assume there is some kind of intention to possibly make this a quick serve counter as well. So here's a look at the backside. You can see how huge that smoker is going to be. And then of course, JB's has been open. I encourage you to look at our last Six Flags Over Texas video. That's when we tried the new menu. So we're actually standing here outside of Southern Palace Theater. This is the park's primary indoor entertainment venue. There is no live shows in here this summer. We're back to how we were last year, where this summer you have the gunfighters and then you have being outside and sweating. So definitely an unfortunate situation, but I have been told that they do plan on bringing entertainment back here during Fright Fest. Now, just to the right of Southern Palace, there's been a lot of clearing going on. So we'll have to keep an eye on this and see what's going on here. This was part of an old haunted house that's been gone for quite some time. So that might be part of it, removing that, but looks like it's going back pretty far. So this could be something interesting. We'll have to wait and see. Making our way back over to the Texas section. They have actually kind of started resurfacing the blacktop areas in the park, but you will notice there's been so much neglect with it that it kind of looks the same. So I'm not sure what they're gonna have to do to get this looking better. They might have to tear it out and re-pour it, but time will tell. I'm just glad they are at least trying to address it. Around the corner from the gunfighter show, they've actually repurposed part of the seating area as a stable. It says Anderson Horse Farm on the water. So my assumption is there is some kind of alternative gunfighter show that may involve a horse, and there are some days where you may actually get to see a horse out here. Right next to the pathway towards Titan, you will notice that E.G. Sugar Waters has reopened. It's definitely got a big facelift, new colors, new signage. Now they still have snacks, churros, ice cream, chips, those types of things, but they have kind of made the primary purpose of this booth now to be a refill station for soft drinks. It was a bit of a struggle to get a good view of all the track work and such for the new Giga coaster, so I think we're gonna head up to the top of Oil Derrick, see if we can get a better look. All right, here's a look at the staging area for the track for the Giga dive. Get a pretty good view of it from up here. Now there to the right by the green lift vehicle are the new logs. They're really small from up here, but they are there. And this is going to come as a shock to you all, but one of the reasons I wanted to come up here is because when we were down in the parking lot looking at the new track and stuff, we were actually getting questioned about it. So I don't know, you can't even walk up to things that are out in the open without someone really worried about it, even though they have all the guests that are parking in the lot walking right past it. Always good to check in on that span area. Just a lot of dirt moving around, and like we said earlier, they have completely removed everything that was left from El Diablo. We're getting closer and closer to the completion of the new paint job on Titan. Looks like they have a little bit of supports left there on the first lift hill on the first drop, but just a little bit. And I think there were some other spots like down in the troughs and things, but obviously we can't see that from here. Either way, getting there, getting really close, and it's looking good. I did see the water for Roaring Rapids running from the top of Oil Derrick. Looks like it's closed for technical difficulties, but does look like it has been operating, so that's good with the weather getting so hot outside. Making our way through the tower section, and woo, Texas Arena is looking a certain kind of way still, but they do have a banner up that is advertising Summerbration. Like I said, no idea what this entails with little to no entertainment and nothing set up around the park. All right, y'all, wanted to take a quick second to pause and talk about the story that we recently posted about the park president positions being eliminated. Got a little bit of flack for it, but the reason we decided to post it is because, one, it was picked up by an actual news media source, like a legitimate news media. And then Six Flags actually responded with an official statement basically saying, yes, we're cutting down on the staffing. So that being said, now that it's public, you all have probably seen Jeffrey Siebert has become the regional general manager for Texas. So he will oversee this park, Fiesta Texas, Schlitterbahn, the 2 Schlitterbahn parks, and any of the water parks in Texas. You got Hurricane Harbor in Houston, Hurricane Harbor in San Antonio, you got Hurricane Harbor here in Arlington. So he has quite a crazy job ahead of him. It's going to be really interesting to see how things go. Obviously, they have taken some of the park presidents and moved them into different roles, like Jeffrey, and then some of them are leaving the company. So the park president that was here, he will be leaving the company at a future date. And you know, it's really unfortunate to see this happen. because it's to make investors happy. It's not based off performance or anything like that. So it's always sad to see when people who work really hard lose their jobs, and that's across the whole chain. You know, we had a great time at Kings Dominion, Kings Island. I don't know what's happening with their park presidents, but the one thing I do know is change is coming their way. And when you head over to Superman, you may notice a few things like the yellow tower raised up in the air, and that is because I believe they're doing some kind of electrical upgrades to the ride. So ride is still operating, but they are doing some other upgrades in the meantime. The reseal of the blacktop continues in a boomtown, but unfortunately we've got a casualty with these cool little brick pavers that they had marking the entry into the area. Have made our way into Gotham City, and if you remember, there were markings on the floor for like water utility. We kind of thought that maybe it would be an updated pathway of some sort, but it may have just been them trying to figure out where everything was, because they did go over this when they were resurfacing the blacktop. So all of those markings have been covered up. Started looping back up towards the front, and over here next to Aquaman Power Wave. This was like a hole in the ground last time we were here, but it looks like this refill station is coming along really nicely. I'm assuming your registers will be in the center, and then you'll have 2 refill stations on each end. And right across the way you have All American Cafe, which is undergoing its renovations. They've got a counter refresh. It looks like they've done a lot of extensive work in the kitchen. It's kind of hard to see from here. You've got a new refill station, and there are chairs back there, so it looks like they will continue to have some level of indoor seating, which is always good. But based off of the menus they have up, I know it's so hard to see, but it looks like everything is mostly staying the same in here, just a more efficient operation. All right, y'all, that does it for this visit to Six Flags Over Texas. Not a bad visit per se, just nothing really out of the ordinary. There's nothing here that screams, it is time for the summer and we're ready and it's gonna be a fun time. So like I've alluded to, you know, the only thing there is to do beyond rides is eat and watch the gunfighters, which I love the gunfighters, but it's hot. It's hot here during the summer, and there's really nothing else to do besides those things. It's even crazier when you think about the fact that Six Flags determined that a place like Six Flags America is not lucrative enough to continue operating. They'd rather shut it down, tear it down, sell the land, and even they have shows. So it's just crazy to wrap your head around. It's like a completely opposite experience. I do really appreciate that they continue to improve the front gate area and they continue to do the remodels. I will say the more I kind of stand in the front gate area, the more I don't really get it. And El Mercado, I mean, it's nice, but it doesn't have a whole ton of character to it. They really had the opportunity to go full like, hey, this is in Mexico. Let's make it known that it is in Mexico, but it's very plain and almost a little too modern for what you're trying to accomplish with a theme park. Summerbration, the event that is supposed to start this upcoming weekend, I don't see any hints of anything going on in the park that point to a special event happening. Of course, you don't have shows, so other than the gunfighters, of course. I don't really know what to tell you. If we find out anything between now and then, we will definitely post it on social media and update our website. But things to look forward to. You've got a Giga dive coaster showing up. It's showing up, which means we have evidence that it is really happening. So something to look forward to as that project shapes up. If y'all have any questions about Six Flags Over Texas, I encourage you to visit sfotsource.com. That is our full guide to the park. Feel free to leave a comment. Leave a question in the comments. We'll do our best to help you out. We thank y'all for watching. Take care, and we'll see you at a theme park.